Welcome to the Divine CEO Show. Thank you for being here. Today, I am joined by an incredible woman who's empowering many other women to tune into the real truth about motherhood. Giulia Messina is the founder and CEO of The Real Truth About Motherhood. And it's not all as glossy as we think it is when we get to the truth. So, Giulia, thank you for being here and coming on the Divine CEO Show today.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for having me.
Mm.
And thank you for the introduction.
Yeah, I'm going to share a little bit about you from your bio. You're living in Barcelona at the moment, aren't you? That's where you create your work from and your empire. And you have an amazing website, The Real Truth About Motherhood. I'm putting the link in the description here also. And Giulia, you are the proud mother of a 3-year-old daughter and the visionary behind The Real Truth About Motherhood, which we're going to really unpack this and discover more about what you're doing in the world with this. Your journey into motherhood profoundly shaped your perspective, inspiring you to create spaces where women could connect, share, and grow together. So what began as a small pregnancy group during your own pregnancy quickly evolved into a mission to celebrate the joys and challenges of motherhood through events that foster community and education and empowerment. So The Real Truth About Motherhood is your second baby. Love that. Born from the lessons and triumphs and connections that you've cultivated as a mother. Wow, this is so great. Thank you for being here and sharing. Well, tell us more about what was that inspiration? Because many people start groups and it's just really because that's the group and then we move on. Mm-hmm. What inspired you to create this into a movement?
Yes, so I used to live in London 7 years ago. I lived there for 15 years. And when I got married with my husband, we started to try to have a baby. And it was not that easy. So it took us 8 years. And in these 8 years, we had 2 treatments of IVF. And then when we got here in Barcelona, 1 week before our third appointment for the third treatment of IVF, I got pregnant naturally. So, I mean, I think my body was telling me that I was not ready to get pregnant before, and London was not the place to be for me to be a mom. And when I got pregnant, I should have been super happy and because it was the dream of my life. But actually, I was not. I was feeling very lonely, very isolated. All my friends were not in the same stage as me. So I decided to create a small group for pregnant women because I had that need of sharing experiences, connection, and learn more about this journey, which is motherhood. And it was great. I met most of my best friends there. Now we are still in touch. And we share time together with our kids. But then when I actually gave birth, it was very hard to keep going and organizing events for others, as it was very hard to organize my life with my kid and my husband, and it still is. So I decided to leave it. And I was working remotely for a company in London, organizing events. They asked me to go back in London, and I was like, I cannot go back with a baby in London. So I left that, and I started to work as freelance for different projects. Until last year, I worked as a project manager for the Mobile World Congress. It was a temporary job, which they didn't renew. And it was actually a gift for me, because then I decided that was this really what I want, working in corporate, organizing events, or is this something that actually it's the society and my parents who are pushing me towards? So I decided, no, that's not what I want. I stopped looking for jobs on LinkedIn, and I said, okay, I need to focus on what I really want. And it was organizing my own event. And actually, I read on my diary that I wrote some times ago. When passion meet purpose, that's when the magic happen, and that's
Mm.
exactly what happened to me, because my passion is organizing event, and it is my job. And my purpose became to create this space to connect to women in the motherhood journey, or women who want to become a mother, to give them the space to share experiences and deepen their knowledge about this transformational journey, which is basically the biggest transformation we are going through, but no one prepares us for. And so I wanted women to feel heard, seen, and understand that they are not alone, as I felt. And actually, since I started last year, we already had 2 events, and we're going to have the third one in June, and it has been amazing. When you start following your passion and your dreams, everything comes your way, and the universe just listens to what you need, and I love it. So that's why I created the event.
Oh, wow. I mean, what a story. There's so many pieces that I could just go in there with, and like it's so interesting how you followed your heart, and so important how you followed your heart, left a whole country, because it's just such a reminder that our environment is it's a setup for our success, isn't it? If for our lives. And have you had times where you've kind of kidded yourself? Well, I'm okay here. It'll be okay. I'll live here. It's quite nice. And yet really underneath there's that feeling of it's not me. It's not me, and the energy isn't right for me.
Yes.
And you listened, and well, you had that time because your beautiful daughter, guided you back to Spain, and so wow,
Yeah.
amazing. And that piece about passion and purpose. I think you're speaking for all of us, and for me, and for women listening, and whoever's listening or watching right now, that if we're not aligned, or if we're living that smaller version of ourselves and then doing it for someone else's purpose, that can eat away at us so powerfully, can't it?
Yes.
My piece.
Yes, it's amazing how I realized that how empowered I am now, that I'm actually following my purpose, while before when I was working for events, which is what I love, but it was, as you said, not my purpose. It was not the same. I didn't feel so confident. I didn't feel so empowered. I feel like now, before I was scared to talk in public. I was always nervous. Now I'm like, I just want to do it because that's my purpose. That's my call, and it
Yeah.
comes so natural. I love it.
And you're role modeling, for not only for mothers. I mean, we're all the mothering ourselves, aren't we? Whereas there's the mothering of and the reparenting of our inner child, and that
Yeah,
piece of it. And then when we have a child, it's like, oh, okay, here we go. Here's a real life experience.
it's amazing how much
Yeah.
do you learn when you become a mom, and
Yeah.
you realize so many things from your past, your relationship,
Yeah.
and you realize that you normally follow the role of your mom's
Yeah. Or
way
grandma.
of,
Or,
yeah, mothering, because obviously that's what you learned. But then you are like, okay, stop a second. Is this what you really want? And that's what the therapist told me when I started to go to the therapist just 2 years ago. She told me, Giulia, you are following a role which is not yours.
right.
You don't want to be like your mom. Your mom did the best she could do, but you are different. So
Yeah.
stop following that. And it's when I started to actually follow what I really want, that I started to feel better and enjoying it more.
So when when you began with your group, was it called The Real Truth About Motherhood?
No, actually, the first group that I created in on Meetup, it was called the Pregnant Ladies, and
Okay.
all my friends were a part of this. They were always presenting me like to everyone, their friends, their partner. This is the founder of the Real Truth About Motherhood, and everyone was taking the piece because it felt like something weird. We were a group of
Okay.
pregnant ladies.
Okay. So the name got changed for you.
And then I created Pregnant Ladies, and then when I always wanted to talk about motherhood, but the real truth, and that's when I decided that the event should have been called like this, the real truth about.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so what have you discovered? I'm gonna your wisdom, like your wisdom, wise woman, wise mother discovery here. What is the real truth about motherhood? What are
Yeah.
you hearing from other mothers, other women, that kind of you can weave together as, oh, this is the story. This is
I
the
think
real story.
Yeah, I think I realized participated to a round table last week organized by the Barcelona Council and a big community here in Barcelona. And it was a small event, and women started to talk, mothers started to talk, and they were like, we were sharing our experiences, and everyone said, but so we are always, all of us, feeling the same, we are going through the same things. And they were like, why no one told me that? And it's so true, because no one, I had a friend who had twins, and she never told me anything like bad, but she never complained about being a mother. And I'm like, how did she do? I mean, I'm struggling with one, and I'm always complaining. I'm always talking with people to share what I feel, but she didn't. And I feel that many women don't want to show their, people in general don't want to show their vulnerability, which make them feel weak. And so that's why we don't know the real truth, because they don't want to tell you, because everyone wants to feel strong. And I think to feel strong, the best way to feel strong is to share, and share with others and learn more about the journey you are going through. So I would have loved to have this event before becoming a mom, to understand what I would have gone through, because
Mm.
not
How?
only life change, but you change as a human, and your brain, your emotions, everything. So I
Yeah.
would have loved to know more about that. I would have loved to know that all the books that I read during pregnancies were about pregnancies and the baby, nothing about the woman, the changes in women brain, you know. And now that I am starting to do that, it changed completely, my
Yeah.
way of seeing motherhood and my relationship with my child as well. So
And
yeah.
your relationship with your mother, our relationships with our mother when we have a child, that shifts as well. Because
So
it can, as you said, it can unearth all those beliefs that we are maybe not believing anymore. And it can also be a beautiful healing
yeah.
journey with our mothers of, wow, did I really put you through all of that? Or whatever. Or did you really put me through all of that? Yeah,
Yeah, both sides,
yeah,
yes. Yeah, you learn so much from. I love. Um, as I said, I feel more confident when I have the knowledge. So I love reading about kids' educations, also kids' brain. Why do they react like that? Why do they have tantrum? Because I feel like if you know and if you understand why they are having it, you can empathize better. Because
yeah,
if you see them screaming, and you're like, "Wow, what am I gonna do? I don't know." And now, the more I learn, the calmer I am with my daughter. And I was not calm. I mean, I feel like I don't manage well my daughter's emotion, like anger or the tantrum she's having, because in the past our parents have taught us not to cry, not to be angry, which is not, I'm not blaming them, but that's how it was. And and that's wrong, because now I cannot deal with that, because I get annoyed when I see her angry, when I see her crying. And actually it's okay. It's okay
yeah.
to
It's
cry,
another emotion.
you know. It's
Yeah.
I'm learning myself to give myself permission to do that, and to be able to live with that without getting nervous.
Yeah, because also it's like, when do we give ourselves permission to cry and be angry and scream and go and roar somewhere? You know, it's the same thing, isn't it? For when we see it in a little one, it's like, okay, where am I keeping myself pent up and not really expressing how I really feel?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm teaching my daughter now the books that the books for kids are so much better now. What we our parents were reading to us, like Cinderella, White, no, they were horrible actually. Thinking about the story that is told. Well, now there are all these books about emotions, and
Yeah.
I love them. There is this book about this monster who has got all the emotions, and my daughter is learning that there is anger, that there is sadness, and she's telling me sometimes, I'm sad, I want to be on my own, and she's 3 years old. And it's so
Yeah.
amazing that she does that.
It's beautiful. So your groups that you run, do you still run it as a weekly or a monthly group for women to come into? Is it a regular, or now it's more, these are events where, what happens in an event? Tell
Yeah,
me.
so now it's more about the event. So we have had 3 events in a year, so every 4 months. And during an event, we have 3 rooms: one for talks, experts talks, sharing their knowledge; one for workshops; and one for sharing experiences, which we have just added in the last event, and it was amazing. Women loved it. So women sharing their experiences to empower and inspire other women, and it worked really, really well. We also divided the event in sessions. So we have the morning session, which is more focused on moms of young children, or moms to be, or women who wants to be moms. And then the afternoon session, which is more towards moms of older young adults, because every time I talk about motherhood, people think that it's about moms of babies, and actually
Really?
it's forever. Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
because motherhood is like, okay, I'm not your audience if I don't have a baby, but actually
Do you
no.
think that's like a kind of a programmed idea that that we don't become, we like, we stop mothering once our children are a certain age, and it's like a letting go of the role of being of a mother, from a kind of archetype of the mother.
I think it's not that we are letting it go, but we feel like at least the society, we don't need that support anymore. But actually, yeah, we do,
I
because
think we need more.
exactly.
At in the kind of teen ages and young, you know, really young adult ages of our children, I think mothers need more support then.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you have teenagers, when you have young adults, it's you always need help. You need support. You need support. You need to share. You need to connections. So yeah, I have divided it this way. But why am I telling you? Because also I had moms of teenagers who were like, "No, I'm not coming because that's not for me. This event." And I said, "No, no, it is for you. Please come." And they actually came, and they loved it.
Yeah,
They felt that community part. So yes, the events are
I
then we
love
at the end of each session, we have a round table with all the speakers who are sharing their vision of, depending on the event. So on the last event, the topic of the event was self-care, as it was on the 14th of February, St. Valentine. So I thought self-care was a good thing to celebrate. And then in this one is going to be embracing the change. So all the speakers are going to say their vision about embracing the change. I chose this topic, this theme for this event, because I think embracing the change means like when you accept what you are going through, and you stop controlling and enjoy it. And that's what happened to me, because to be honest, since I started to try to have a baby, I was controlling my pregnancy by doing IVF treatments, but my body was not ready. When I actually stopped that and prepare myself in a natural way, that's when I got pregnant and I embraced the change, and the same for the job, the same with my daughter. I was trying to control by doing sleep training and things. I wanted her to be in a certain way. Now I'm more relaxed. I'm embracing it, and it's much better. So I think embracing the change is perfect. And also I've been
Mm.
by one of the astrologers who are going to be part of the event that this is the year of change. So it really works well. And yes, the events are now we're going to do 2 events per year. The next one is going to be in Barcelona, but the one after this we are going to do it in Valencia, and then we are thinking to go to Madrid, and then to London, and then all Europe. That's the idea.
It's like you're weaving, I see like you're weaving I got this vision, the visual in here. You're weaving like a huge carpet of women weaving their stories um, into this beautiful tapestry, like a carpet.
Yeah.
Because I think for me, the power of being in a room with other women and sharing my story and hearing other women's stories and knowing that I'm not going crazy, whatever the story is, and who that, taking away that this person's right, they're right, I'm wrong, just taking away all of that and acknowledging that the story actually does have an impact on us, even if we need to do more work or we want to make changes for ourselves that are uncomfortable. The story can really impact us. And I think what you're doing is so powerful because it brings women to realizing that we're not alone in
Yeah,
this. We're not
absolutely.
alone. We've all got the same different stories, but the same kind of underlying needs to connect with each other and to connect more deeply with our children.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I feel
Wow.
even when I'm going to a friend's house and I see that the flat is a mess, it makes me feel good because I feel like, okay, it's not only my flat. It's just this
Yeah.
sharing everything that makes us feel stronger. So, yes.
And it is such an adjustment, isn't it? Being a mother and such a learning and an allowing for this little person and bigger person to, okay, this is how they're experiencing the world. This is
Yeah,
their experience or the
yeah,
experience that they're kind of navigating.
yeah.
And it's not easy to witness that always.
And
Yeah.
also, for any, if you think about it, any job we are starting, we always get a training or something, to tell us how to do the job. The most important job of our life, which is bringing up our kids, no one really tell us anything. There should be training to
And
be.
well, maybe this is it. What you're doing now is it's like this is the training for even for women that don't have children to come along to your groups and to hear rather than even input and just say, oh, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, my bigger vision is to actually take this big change within companies in order to basically do the same format of the event within companies, but not only for parents, but for mostly for leadership and for people without kids, in order for them to empathize and to understand that women, when they become mom, they are not a burden for the company, but actually we can be. They should use our superpowers because we learned so many things by being mothers that I remember I was talking with a woman who is managing people in her company, and she told me, I always choose women and I always choose mom because they know what they are doing and they don't have time for they don't have time to waste. They do it because they
Mm.
have to do it in the shorter time that we need. And also we are bringing up the future society, so that we should be taken care of. Because I remember I had friends who told me, yeah, but you decided to be a parent, so it's not my problem. But actually it is. It's a responsibility for the society, because it's the future society, our kids. And if we have a better society, it's better for everyone. So we should be taken care of. So I would like to do that in companies. And then I would like to bring trainings in university and schools for young adults to understand what it is being a parent. So everyone can have kids in a more conscious way. Because my mother always think that I want people to stop having kids. She thinks that I want to scare people. I don't want to do that. I want to bring awareness of what is motherhood, so people can decide if they actually want to be parents or not, because it's not the what we've been told, the romanticized family, so good. It's very hard. So just to know what's happening, and you can get ready for that.
Wow, what a vision. It's like we are the most powerful creators. As women, we're the most powerful creators. We actually create human beings and birth them. And I look forward to a time when in our kind of mass consciousness of society, that women, or that motherhood is really put back up there on the throne as a revered place to be, rather than, the typical vision or idea of a mum who's like tired all the time and, having to do 50,000 different things because of not having the support and all of it. That really we're the most powerful creators, and that idea has got lost along the way. It's become this functional thing of giving birth and having a child. But what about what we've done and how we created that and birthed it through? It's amazing. Our bodies are amazing.
I have a friend who is pregnant right now, and she's like, she's working, still working, and we work when we are pregnant, but we are already working, building a body. We shouldn't be working that much. And she's like, I'm super tired, I need to sleep, and it's normal. I said, you are creating a body. People should understand that. But it's like, okay, you are pregnant. I am pregnant. I'm doing a big job. I think it's undervalued. And also, when you go maternity leave, when I was in London, I went to this presentation of this book by Emma Barnett. She wrote this book, which is Maternity Service instead of maternity leave, because she's saying everyone feel like we are going on holiday on maternity leave, but we're not going on holiday. We are on a service. We are working.
Yeah, it's like a reclaiming, isn't it, of our lives in that time? Well, if we can. Yeah. Wow. So I can see a book coming out here. I can see your logo on the background there. That's a book.
Yes.
Is that in the mix with your vision to have a book?
Absolutely. I have already started with something smaller. So basically, I'm part of a community here in Barcelona, which is called the Mamas in Biz. It was created by a Londoner mom who lives here in Barcelona. And we are creating this book, which is going to be published, I think, by September, with stories by 20 moms. And so I have my part in there already. So I'm starting with that, and then
fantastic. Yeah. And then I can see your own book anyway out there. Yeah. Brilliant. So for any mums to be, or anybody, or even anybody wanting to bring a child into the world, whatever gender, let's degender this for the moment, just to be the mothering kind of energy for a child, what would you say are kind of a couple of this is the real truth against maybe might be the belief that you have, and this is maybe might be what you can expect?
Yeah, I think it's very important to understand that you are gonna. So there is this word that has been is not. I think it's not in the dictionary yet, but there is this word matrescence, which is like adolescence, and this is what women are going through.
Mother essence.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That women are going through this big change, emotional change when they are becoming a
Oh,
mother.
motherlessence. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they to understand that there is going to be a big change as a person, and it's okay. But if you learn a bit more about that, you will live it better. You will feel stronger, and you will understand why you're going to be like this, because
Right.
it's normal to feel very lonely, to feel not understood and not heard. So that's the most important thing, is to find your community and your tribe in order to um, share your experience, to connect and to learn more. So yeah, my advice is exactly to learn more and find your tribe, and then come to my event, follow us
Yes.
our page, and, see what we are doing, and if we come
Yeah.
to your city,
You're
come.
on Instagram, you're on Facebook, your website is
Motherhood real.
motherhoodrealtruth.org, where um, anyone can just go there, find you, connect with you. You're really good at connecting back. I know that. So you're a speed connector. Love that. Love a speed connector.
Yes.
Thank you, Giulia, for being here and shining your light and your message and your vision. It's huge, and it's really, well, it's not just huge, it's necessary. It's necessary. And thank you for being
Thank you.
the inspiration for it, and for sharing it here on Divine CEO today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was
Ah,
lovely talking to you.
you're welcome. And thank you for you, if you're watching here now, where you are, if you're seeing this now, thank you for being here. And you can like and subscribe this if it's on YouTube, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And of course, Divine CEO Connection, you can sign up to the website there and receive the magazine as it comes through every month. And that's it. Love and blessings, and keep that motherlessent spirit rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Bye for
Thank
now.
you so much. Thank you. Bye.